Hi, in last class we studied about some basic definition of acid and bases, and next we studied about properties of acids. In today's class we are learning properties of bases. So first property is taste and touch. It tastes bitter and it feels like soapy. Let's see. Bases have bitter in taste and their solutions are soapy in touch. Second property is action on indicators. As we seen in acids, bases are also shows some colors when we use indicators. There are three main indicators, namely litmus, phenolphthalein and methyl orange. When these indicators show, litmus shows blue color, phenolphthalein shows pink color and methyl orange shows yellow color in basic medium. See, as seen earlier, each indicator shows characteristic color in the presence of bases. The colors shows by three commonly used indicators in the presence of bases are listed below for recall. That is, litmus shows blue color, phenolphthalein shows pink color and methyl orange shows yellow color. Next, third property is conduction of electricity and dissociation of bases. As we seen in acids, the pure water does not conduct electricity. So when acids mix with water, it produces hydrogen ion. That process is known as dissociation. In the same way, when bases mixed with pure water, it produces hydroxyl ions. These conduct electricity and these ions are responsible for characteristics of bases. See, aqueous solutions of bases conduct electricity which is due to formation of ions. Like acids, bases also dissociate on dissolving water. Bases produces hydroxyl ion which are responsible for their characteristic properties. When bases mixed with water, it gives hydroxyl ions, that is OH negative, that is anion. It gives anion in their aqueous solution. These are called alkalis. All the alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkyls. See, when the bases which are soluble in water and gives hydroxyl ion in their aqueous solution, these are called alkalines. These alkalines are bases, but all bases are not alkalines. And as we studied in acids, acids are classified into strong acids and weak acids based on the dissociation property. In the same way, bases are also divided into strong acid and weak acid. Bases are also classified into strong bases and weak bases based on the dissociation property. First one, strong bases. These bases are completely dissociated in water to form cation and hydroxyl ion. For example, take potassium hydroxide. It gives potassium and hydroxyl ions. Strong bases means the bases completely dissolves in water. It forms cation, that is positive ion, the cation and hydroxide ion. There are 8 strong bases. Those are hydroxides of elements of group 1 and group 2 of periodic table. The 8 strong bases are lithium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, rubidium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide and barium hydroxide. Next, weak bases. Weak bases do not furnish hydroxide ions by dissociation. They react with water to furnish hydroxide ions. Weak bases do not give hydroxide ion, means weak bases does not mix with water, but they react with water and gives hydroxide ions. Example, see NH4OH, it gives NH4 plus OH, that is hydroxyl ions. It gives cation and anion. It is a irreversible process. The reaction resulting in the formation of hydroxyl ions does not go to completion, and the solution contains relatively low concentration of hydroxyl ions. In the cases of weak bases, the concentration of hydroxyl ions are low. The two half arrows are used in the equation indicate that the equilibrium is reached before the reaction is completed. Example of weak bases: NH4OH, CuOH2 and CrOH3, and last one is ZnOH2, etc. Next, while studying the properties of acid, we learn that when acids react with metal, it gives salt and hydrogen ion. In the same way, when bases react with metal, it also gives salt and hydrogen ion. See, like acids, bases are also react with reactive metals, liberating hydrogen gas. Such reaction can be studied with the help of activity, that is as we studied in acids. Example, sodium hydroxide reacts with zinc and the reaction is shown below, that is zinc metal reacts with sodium hydroxide, gives rise to sodium zincate and hydrogen ions. Next, reaction of bases with non-metal oxides. Like acids react with metal oxides, it gives salt and water. In the same way, bases react with oxides of non-metals like CO2, SO2, SO3, P2 and P2O5, etc. to form salt and water. See, the reaction can be in the general form: base plus non-metal oxide gives rise to salt and water. Reaction of bases with acids. We studied when acids reacts with bases, it gives rise to salt and water. When we mix acid and bases together, both the properties of acid and properties of bases will get cancelled. That means they get neutral, and that reaction is called as a neutralization reaction. See, examples of reaction of bases with acids are HCl plus KOH gives rise to KCl and HO2, that is water, H2O. When acid and bases reacts, it gives rise to salt and water. That is reaction of bases with acids. We have learnt the mutual reaction between acid and bases in previous section. Such reactions are called neutralization reactions, and the result in the formation of salt and water. The following are some of the examples. See, strong bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are corrosive towards organic matters and break down the protein of the skin and flesh. A pasty mass, the action is called caustic action, and this is due to the property that sodium hydroxide is called caustic soda and potassium hydroxide is called caustic potash. The term caustic is not used for corrosive action of solids. Next, water and dissociation of acids. and bases. In the previous section, we have learned that the substance of acids, if it furnishes hydrogen ions and in its aqueous solution, and a base of its furnishes hydroxide ion, water plays an important role in the process. We studied that acid mixed with water, it gives rise to hydrogen ion, that is H plus, that is it gives cation, while the bases react with water or dissociate with water, it gives rise to hydroxyl ion. That means water plays an important role in studying the acids and bases. So in this section we learn how important the water when learning acids and bases. First one, first, if we use dry strip of litmus paper to the if we use the dry litmus to the in the dry litmus paper in the test tube containing dry HCl, it does not show any reaction. If we use if we use that is moisturized a strip of blue litmus paper, it shows an action of it, it turns blue color into red color. So that means for acids, we need, for to show the acid property, we need water. See, if a dry strip of blue litmus paper is brought near to the mouth of the test tube containing dry HCl gas, the color does not change. When it is moisturized with a drop of water and again brought it to near mouth of the test tube, the color turns to red. It shows that there is no hydrogen ion in the dry HCl gas. That means to show the acid property or a base property, we must need the water. So water is important to show our study of acid and bases. Only when it dissolves in water, hydrogen ions are formed, and it shows the acidic nature by turning the color of the blue litmus paper to the red. In the similar way, if we take instead of HCl NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, that it in the dry, if we use dry, it does not show any basic property, but it is that NaOH is a hygroscopic in nature. That means it it attracts the moisture from the nature, so it becomes moisture. Then only the color, that means the color of the litmus changes, that is from red to blue. That means it shows the property of base. See, a similar behavior is exhibited by bases. If we take a pallet of dry NaOH in a dry atmosphere and quickly bring a dry strip of red litmus paper in its contact, no color change is observed. NaOH is a hygroscopic compound and soon absorbs the moisture from the air and becomes wet. When this happens, the color of the red litmus paper immediately changes to blue. Thus, in a dry solid, NaOH, although that means in a dry solid that is sodium hydroxide contains hydroxide ions, it does not show any basic property. While it comes in contact with the water, it shows the basic property. From these two cases, we learned that water is compulsory for the acid and base to show their characteristics or property. See, when an acid like sulfuric acid or a base like sodium hydroxide is dissolved in water, the solution is hotter. That means It shows that the dissolution process is exothermic. That is, dissolution property is exothermic, because while mixing the acid or base to the water, there is a energy is evolved. So it is an exothermic reaction. A part of thermal energy which is released during the dissolution process is used up in the overcoming the forces holding the hydrogen atom or hydroxyl group in the molecules of an acid or base in breaking the compound chemical bond holding them, and the result in the formation of free hydrogen and hydroxyl ions. Many bases are ionic compounds and it consists of ions even in the solid state. For example, sodium hydroxide contains sodium and hydroxide ions. These ions held very tightly due to the strong electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositely charged ions. That is, sodium is a cation and hydroxide is a anion. So there will be a strong electrostatic force, so that they are tightly hold together. So in the presence of water or any solvent, that is water, it weakens the electrostatic force, so they are separated. Next, self dissociation of water. Water plays an important role in the acid base chemistry. We have seen that it helps in dissociation of acid and bases, resulting in the formation of hydrogen and hydroxide ions respectively. Water itself undergoes a dissociation process which is called as a self dissociation of water. That means water is important to learn the characters of acid and bases. So water is necessary to show the acidic property and basic property. But in this section, that is self dissociation of water, the water itself undergo dissociation. That means the water molecules will separate. That process is called as a self dissociation of water. See, H2O, that is liquid, it splits into hydrogen, that is a cation, and hydroxyl ion, that is anion. So water splits into hydrogen and hydroxyl ion. So the dissociation of water is extremely small and only about 2 out of every billion. Water molecules are dissociated at 25 degrees Celsius. That is, it is very small. That is, the value of the dissociation of water is very small, and the dissociation will happens only at 25 degrees of Celsius. As a result, the concentration of H and OH ions formed are extremely low. That means it is the the value of dissociation is very small, so the concentration of H plus and OH negative ions are also small at 25 degrees Celsius. So the concentration of H plus and OH is 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 mole per L. Here the square bracket, that is the square bracket denotes the molar concentration of the ions. So that is H plus ion denotes the concentration of H plus ions, that is moles per liter, and OH negative, that denotes the concentration of hydroxide ions, that in moles per liter. So it must be noted here, for the pure water and in all aqueous solutions, that is neutral solutions, the concentration of hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ions will be same. Also, in a pure water as well as all aqueous solution at a given temperature, product of concentration of hydroxide ions and OH ions always remains constant. That means, so this product is called as a ionic product of water. In pure water or in pure water and some of the aqueous solutions, that is at a given temperature, the product of concentration of H plus ion and OH ions will be constant. This product, that is the product of concentration of H plus ions and the concentration of OH ions, will be called as a ionic product of water, that is denoted by a symbol Kw. So this is also called as a ionic product constant of water, that is Kw is equal to product of concentration of H plus ions and OH negative ions. We know that the value of this concentration is 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 mole per liter. So this is at 25 degrees Celsius. This is important for pure water. So the Kw value is the product of these two. So Kw value is 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 14. Next, neutral, acidic and basic solutions. We know that for the pure water, here only I said for pure water, see where here for the pure water, the value of the concentration of H plus ion and the concentration of the OH negative ions will be same. So that is the neutral solution. In all neutral aqueous solutions, the concentration of H plus ions and OH ions will be same. That is, in other words, the neutral solution of one which is one in which the concentration of H plus and OH ions will be equal. For acidic solution, the concentration of hydrogen ions will be greater than the hydroxide ions. That is, concentration of H plus ion is greater than the concentration of OH negative ions. That is, that H plus, the value of OH, that is concentration of OH negative ions will be is 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 mole per liter. See, in other words, in the acidic solution is one in which the concentration of H plus is greater than the concentration of the OH negative ions. We have seen earlier that the ionic product of water, that is Kw, is constant at a given temperature. So it can remain if and only if the concentration of ions decreases. Next, basic solution. It is opposite to the acidic solution. In acidic solution, OH is greater than the H plus is greater than the OH. So in the basic solution, OH is greater than the H plus. That is, the concentration of OH ion is greater than the concentration of H plus ions. That is, for the basic solution, one in which the concentration of H plus ion is smaller than the OH ions. This is blah blah blah. Next, see, this is summarized form of this acidic, neutral, acidic and basic solution. See, for neutral solution, concentration of H plus ion is equals to 1.0 into to the power of minus 7 mole per liter. For acidic, H plus, the concentration of H plus ion is greater than 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 mole per liter. For basic solution, concentration of H plus ion is less than the 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 mole per liter. Next, pH and its importance. This pH scale is devised by the Sorensen in 1901. That pH means power of hydrogen. See, when dealing with range of concentration such as these of H plus ion that spins very many powers of 10 it is convenient to represent them in the more expressed logarithmic scale, but by convention we use pH scale is denoted the concentration of hydrogen ions. pH notation is devised by the Danish biochemist Søren Sørensen in 1901. The term pH means power of hydrogen. The pH is a logarithmic which is reciprocal of a hydrogen ion concentration. See, pH is equals to logarithmic of 1 by H, that is concentration of H. So if we take from denominator to the numerator, the value becomes negative, so that pH value is equals to minus log of concentration of hydrogen. Because of that negative sign, if the concentration of hydrogen ion is more, the value of the pH will be less. If the concentration of H plus ion is less, the value of the pH is more. See, in pure water, that is at 25 degrees Celsius, the concentration of H plus ion is equals to 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 mole per liter. If we substitute this value in the logarithmic, that is log of H plus log of 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7. So what I have to say, logarithmic of 10 to the power of minus 7 is equals to minus 7. So that we get minus 7 logarithm of 10. So log of 10 base 10 will be equals to 1. So minus 7. We get minus 7. That is pH is equals to minus of minus 7. Minus will becomes plus. So pH value is equals to plus 7. Next, since in a pure water at 25 degrees Celsius, the concentration of OH is equals to 1 into 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7. So if we substitute the value of OH to get power of hydroxyl ions, we get 7 as in the similar calculations we did in the above. So Kw is equals to 1. We know that Kw is equals to 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 14. Here we find out the value of Kw. See, that is the ionic product. See, ionic product constant of water. That is Kw value is 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 14. So if we find out the pH of ionic product constant value, we get that is 14. So this is 14. So from these three equations we are making one relation, that is P of Kw is equals to pH plus POH. Because this is 14, adding pH value and POH value will becomes 14. So these, if we add these two, that will becomes to Kw. That is at 25 degrees Celsius, pKw value is 14. That is power of ionic product constant value is 14. That is equals to pH plus POH. Calculations based on this POH concept. In the last section, we learn the concept of pH and its relationship with hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ion concentration. In this section, we shall use these reactions to perform some calculations. The method of calculation of pH used in the unit are valid for solution of strong acid and bases. The solution of acids or bases which is not extremely dilute, and the concentration of acid and bases should not be less than 10 to the power of minus 6 mole per liter. This method of calculations of pH used in two cases, that is for strong acids and strong bases, and second condition is the we cannot use this method for dilute solution. Dilute I mean weak, two weak acids and two weak bases. First one, calculate the pH of 0.001 molar solution of HCl. We know that this HCl becomes H plus and Cl. I mean it separate as a H plus and Cl. Here we have one hydrogen ion. So power of pH is equals to molar concentration of H. Here we have only one hydrogen ion, so that concentration of hydrogen ion is equals to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3, that is 0.001 can be written as a 10 to the power of minus 3 mole per liter. So pH means we are taking logarithmic for this value, the concentration of hydrogen ion. We get minus 3 minus 1 is negligible. If we multiply 1 with 10 to the power of minus 3, we get 10 to the power of minus 3. So logarithm of 10 to the power of minus 3, we get minus 3 into log of 10. So log of 10 base 10 will becomes 1. So minus of minus 3 will becomes plus 3, that is value of pH is 3. Here we have only one hydrogen ion, so we take only 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So see the next case. What would be the pH of aqueous solution of sulfuric acid, which is 10 to the 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 mole per liter in concentration? Sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. It splits as a 2 hydrogen ions and SO4. For balancing we are taking 2 H plus that is H plus ions. So here we have 2 hydrogen ions. So we are multiplying 2 with 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5. We are getting 5 into 2, that is equals to 10. 10 into 10 to the power of minus 5. We get 10 to the power of minus 4. So that is concentration of H plus ion is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4. We get 10 to the power of minus 4. If we take to find out the pH value, we are taking logarithmic to the concentration of H plus ion. So after applying the logarithmic, we get pH value is equals to 4. See, in the last case we have only one H plus ion, so we take that given value as given value directly. But in the second problem we have two hydrogen ions, so we multiply 2 with the given value. That's why we get 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4 mole per liter. So for that we applied logarithm and we got final value, that is pH value is equals to 4. See, in the third problem, calculate the pH of 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4 molar solution of NaOH. Here we have to find the P of OH, because here that NaOH is a base, it splits into Na and OH. So here we have only one OH hydroxyl, that is one hydroxyl ion. So we are taking the given value directly, that is concentration of OH negative ions is equals to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4 mole per liter. So if we to find out the POH value, we are applying logarithmic to the concentration of OH ions. So we got 4. We got 4. Here the question is given calculate the pH value, but we got POH value. So to find that to find the pH value, we have one relation, that is 14 is equals to pH plus POH. See this is pH plus POH is equals to 14. Substitute the value of POH and POH, we get pH, that is power of hydrogen value, is equals to 10. Next problem, calculate the pH of solution in which the concentration of hydrogen ion is 1 into 1.0 into the power of minus 8 mole per liter. See, in this case, here although solution is extremely dilute, the concentration of given is not an acid or a base. Why we are taking it is extremely dilute means, while in the starting only we said that the solution of acid or bases should not be extremely dilute, and the concentration of acids and bases should not be less than minus 10 to the power of minus 6. It should not be less than minus 6, but in this problem we got 10 to the power of minus 8, so it is less than, that is minus 8 is less than minus 6, so we are considering this is extremely dilute. See, it is we are taking that is a extremely dilute. So pH of, to find the pH, we have minus of logarithm of H, concentration of H ions. That concentration of H ion is given as 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 8 mole per liter. Substitute the value, we are getting that pH value is equals to 8. So far we are discussed properties of bases. Next, see what we discussed. Water and dissociation of acid and bases, that is water is necessary for acid and base to show their characteristics or properties. Next, self dissociation of water. Next, we learned about neutral solution, acidic solution and basic solution. So now we are moving to pH and its importance. So we learned what is mean by pH, that is power of hydrogen. We learned how to find out the pH value and POH value, but in this section we have to learn why it is important, why we have to learn. So next we will answer for the question. Next, while dealing with range of concentration such as, it is H plus ion, that spans many powers of 10, it is convenient to represent more in a more compressed logarithmic scale by convention. So I think next yes, we did up to here. So now we are learning, we learned what you mean by pH and some problems on pH. Next we are learning pH scale. That pH scale ranges from 0 to 7. The value of the value at 7, that means up at 7 on the scale shows the neutral value, and less than the 7 it shows the acidic property. More than 7 it shows the basic property. See, the pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. On the scale, pH 7 is considered as a neutral. Below 7 it is acidic, and above 7 is a basic. Further, from 7 more acidic or basic solution is, see the scale is shown in the picture. 7 is represented by a straight line, that is a neutral. From above 7, that is from 8 to 14, it is a basic. It basic. From below 7, that is 6 to 0, it is a acidic. We have learnt the sum of pH and pOH of any aqueous solution remains constant, that is equals to 14 at 25 degrees Celsius. This is important. Therefore, when that is when one increases, the other should be decreases. The relationship is shown. That means we learned that the sum of the pH and pOH must be equals to 14. That means if pH value is greater, then to balance to 14, pOH value must be less. If pOH value is more, to balance pH value must be low, I mean small. Next, this is the table that is pH of some common acid and bases. See, HCl, that is at 4%, this is the common acid. Some of the as this is an acid, its pH value is 0. Stomach acid, its pH value is 1. Lemon juice, its pH value is 2. Vinegar, its pH value is 3. Oranges, its pH value is 3.5. Soda and grapes, its pH value is 4. Sour milk, its pH value is 4.5. Fresh milk, its pH value is 5. Human saliva 6 to 8, and pure water is equals to 7. Some of the bases, that is blood plasma, pH value is 7.4. Egg white 8. Sea water 8. Baking soda 9. Antacids 10. Ammonia water 11. Lime water 12. Drain cleaner 13. Caustic soda, that is equals to 14. Next, determination of pH. pH of a solution can be determined by using a proper indicator with the help of the pH meter. The letter is a device which gives accurate value of pH. You will study more about the higher classes. We shall discuss some of the indicators for finding using pH solution. See, this is the color chart or guide of the universal indicator, or it is a pH paper. Here that paper is shown some of the colors ranging from 0 to 14, that is from red to blue. 0 shows the deep red, it is a dark red, and 14 shows the dark blue. See, in the scale, it changes from red to blue. It's 0 is a dark red. It goes on decreasing its color. At 7 it's become neutral, this becomes yellow, and from 7 it moves, it shows the color of blue. At 14 it is a dark blue. Universal indicator are a pH paper. It is a mixture of number of indicators. It shows a specific color at the given pH. A color guide is provided with the bottle of the indicator or a strip of the paper. Impregnate with it, which are called as a pH paper or a strip. The test solution is tested with the drop of universal indicator or a drop of test solution is put on the pH paper. The color of the solution on the pH paper is compared with the color chart of the color chart. So pH is read from it. The pH value is obtained is only approximate value, that is for any solution we will use the sum of the indicator to check whether it is a acid or a base. After checking that indicator color is changed, so the changed indicator should match with this pH paper chart. If it is a orange color, it may be matches with 4 or 5. Like this, the changed paper color is matched with this pH paper, and from this we find out the pH of that solution. So, and the today's last topic is importance of pH in everyday life. This pH plays an important roles in find out the human. It is important for humans, animals. It shows the acid rain. It important for the plants. It is important for digestive system. It next to self defense of animals and plants, and next and last one is tooth decay. See, first one we will study, that is pH of humans and animals. Most of the biochemical reaction takes place in our body are in a narrow of pH range from 7.0 to 7.8. Even a small change in the pH disturbs these processes. That means all of the chemical reactions that takes place in our body must be between 7.0 to 7.8. If there is a little change in the pH, it makes a big difference on our body. Second one is acid rain. That is, when the pH of rainwater falls below 5.6, it is called as an acid rain. That is, see, in this chart we studied that the pH value of pure water is 7. If the pH of rainwater is less than the 5.6, that is considered as a acid rain. That means from 7 to 5.6 it is not a acid rain, but if it is a less than 5.6, then it is considered as a acid rain. When acid rain flows into a river, the pH of the river water also falls and becomes acidic. As a result, the survival of aquatic life becomes difficult. That means that if acid rain mixed with rainwater, river water or any water, that also becomes acidic. So that acid water will not good for living things. Next, pH in plants. Plants have healthy growth only when the soil has a specific pH range, which should be neither highly alkaline nor highly acidic. That means for healthy growth of a plant, the pH of soil must be below the acidic and basic. So if it is a below the acidic or basic, it must be a good soil for healthy growth. If it is a basic or it is a alkaline, that is strong acid or a strong base, the plant growth will not become good. Next, in the digestive system, our stomach produces hydrochloric acid with the help of which helps in digestion of food. When we eat spicy food, stomach produces too much of acid, which causes acidity, that is irritation and sometimes pain too. To get rid of this, we use antacid, which are bases like milk of magnesia, that is suspension of magnesium hydroxide in water. We all know that, we all come across with that problem acidity. When it happens means, if we eat a spicy food, we get acidity. So to cure from acidity, we will use milk of magnesia. Next, self defense of animals and plants. Bee sting causes severe pain and burning sensation. It is due to the presence of methanoic acid in it. Use of mild base like baking soda can provide a relief from the pain. That means the bee's sting has a methanoic acid, that is bee's sting. So if it bites the humans or any animals, we get severe pain and burning sensation. To relieve from that pain and that burning sensation, we have to use a mild base, that is baking soda. Next, some plants like nettle plant have fine stringing hair which injects methanoic acid into the body of any animal or human being that comes into contact, which causes severe pain and burning sensation. The leaves of dock plant and grows near the nettle plant when rubbed with affected area provides relief. See, that is nettle plant. It also has a methanoic acid. When any animals touch this plant, we get the pain and burning sensation. To get relief, we have to use, that is dock plant, that also grows near the nettle plant. Next, last one is tooth decay. Tooth enamel is made of calcium phosphate, which is as hardest substance in our body and can withstand the effect of various food articles that we eat. If mouth is not washed properly after every meal, the food particles and the sugar remaining on the mouth undergo degradation due to the bacterial present on the mouth. This process produces acids and the pH goes below 5.6. The acidic condition that created corrode with tooth enamel, and in the long run it can result in tooth decay. That means after eating any food, we have to clean our teeth. If we didn't clean it, and that food undergo degradation with some bacteria, acid is formed. If that acid is less than 5.5, the tooth will become loss. Like mean the tooth will start decay. So in this class we learned about properties of bases, pH, self dissociation of water, and importance of water to show acid base properties, and some of why pH is important. I mean why and how pH is important in our daily life. So in the next class we learn about salts. Thank you.